welcome to the Space Symposium. It is the 40th annual, and we are here in Colorado Springs. We're here actually with Carahsoft. This is Matt. They are our sponsors for this stream. We really appreciate them. Matt, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so first of all, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Matthew. I'm a senior account manager over at Carahsoft. I've been with Carahsoft for about 4 years. I live out in Raleigh, remote work mostly. My main vendor is Bentley Systems, and I have a bunch of other vendors that I work with within Carahsoft.
So you're here at the Space Symposium. You guys have a huge space line of effort over at, right? So tell them a little bit about that, and then I want you to, because this is your first time here.
Yes.
Tell them about the show. So go ahead, tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Carahsoft, we've been trying to expand out into the space vertical. So this is our first time here at the Space Symposium, just trying to get a feel out for things, seeing all the vendors that are around here, just kind of dipping our toes into the space kind of sect within our geospatial realm.
So what do you think? It's your first time.
I think it's awesome. We're over in the West building, Carahsoft is this year, but coming in here, it's incredible. Just the crazy amount of space vendors and the cool software here, and yeah, it's awesome.
And by the way, if you haven't noticed, we're in the Lockheed booth. We really appreciate Lockheed for giving us this space. There's so many awesome companies here. We're going to roll through a bunch of them here momentarily, but Matt, tell people how they can reach you and learn more about Carahsoft and what you're doing in space.
You could reach me. My number or email, 571-662-3106, or my email, it's matthew.manning@carahsoft.com. And we also have a main line if you want to find out other stuff about Carahsoft, we can get you in touch with whoever you want to speak to.
All right, awesome. Yeah. All right, I don't know if we've got L3 Harris in the house, so come on up, we're going to swap out. So this is McCole, he is with L3 Harris. You guys are doing some amazing stuff in space. So first of all, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then tell them what you're doing at L3.
Yeah, so hi, my name's McCole Dixon. I'm the Director for Mission Strategy Integration. That's a fancy title, really, to highlight, all the amazing work that we're doing in space. So there's a big need for us to bring various different types of technologies from the commercial domain and bring it into the, I'll say, national security space. L3 Harris is a big company that does a lot of work in national security space. And so really, my role is to pull in chief architectures across the whole portfolio.
Okay, awesome. Well, what's kind of the latest update from you guys?
Yeah, the big thing for us, I think, which is a big thing for everyone, is Golden Dome and space control. The presidential executive order that came out, there's a lot of buzz around it. There's space is a contested domain now. Space is not free. There's a need for us to have the ability to maneuver and maintain our space superiority. So L3 Harris is really focused on bringing our, I'll say, technologies to the fight and bringing our capability to the fight.
Well, there's a lot of military types walking around at this show. Frankly, unlike some of the other recent shows I've been to, but this is also commercial as well.
Yeah.
So as you're walking around, what's kind of jumping out at you this year as being something that stands out?
Yeah, I'll say, quite honestly, there has been a big shift in the space industry for the need to move fast and bring in commercial partners. So L3 Harris is really focused on, especially this year, to build new relationships with all the new entrants. There's a lot of, I'll say, venture capitalist money going towards new space entrants. A lot of new companies whose names I have not heard yet, but they're doing really cool things. And so we're working to build relationships with them and just learn all the new stuff that's going on.
Well, amazing. So how can people learn more about your efforts and what L3 Harris is up to?
Yeah, L3 Harris is very active on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and as well as YouTube, and so our website as well. So l3harris.com, and you can find us there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you. All right, PwC is up next in the house. So we're bringing Joe Sherman on down.
Hey,
so Joe, great to see you.
Yeah, pleasure.
So Joe, first of all, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and what you do at PwC.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Joe Skirman. I'm a partner at PwC, and I lead our AI services for the aerospace and defense sector.
Oh, there's the buzzword of like the decade,
Everywhere.
right? AI,
Yeah,
right? So tell everybody a little bit about PwC and what you guys bring to the fight.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're a giant company. We're
Yeah.
all over the world, operate in almost every country and every city. Everything from audit and tax consulting to advisory consulting to software engineering to outsourced development, deals and acquisitions, private equity, you name it.
Wow. And for AI, because that's your lane, what's kind of the latest update in terms of what you're doing at PwC for AI space?
In 30 seconds?
30 seconds? 30 seconds or less? How's that?
I'd say the latest trends right now are kind of going beyond the hype of Gen AI, but we're still in the situation right now where we're trying to educate our clients on what Gen AI is and how to deploy generative AI, but we're also looking at specific use cases. So for digital engineering or model-based systems engineering, design, more of the advanced use cases in building aircraft and spacecraft, that's where we're spending a lot of time, are in those individual line of business use cases.
Okay, awesome. I know you've been super busy and you haven't had a lot of time to walk around the
First moment on the floor.
All right.
Thanks for getting me out here.
Yeah, no worries. In terms of space and kind of this event, what would you say, besides AI, you can say AI, but what would you say is trending?
I mean, obviously AI is trending.
Yeah, AI is.
But I think right now, finding better capacity opportunities on satellites, like smaller, easier on the edge devices and packages that can be deployed easily.
Like small swap components
for
or sensors?
getting better rides, like just period.
Okay.
Everything kind of slimlining design.
Yeah.
But for me, as someone that's in AI and isn't around people that much, but it's about the people and the relationship. So being here to connect, others and ourselves. We held a AI roundtable this morning.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So we had folks from Space Force to Firefly, to, you name it. They all came in, and everyone had different perspectives. So getting everybody talking and meeting each other was great.
That is huge. Speaking of talking and getting together, how can people talk to you or get together with you and learn about what you're doing at PwC?
Well, you can try to find me on pwc.com, but we've got a pretty big website as well. But you can just reach out on LinkedIn. Again, my name is Joe Skirman, so
awesome.
Also known as AI Joe.
AI Joe, you heard it live here from AI Joe.
Nice to meet you, Don.
Much.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Appreciate it. All right, we've got Airborne, a company called Airborne, coming up next. We've got David Koenig. So, David, tell them about yourself.
Hi, I'm David Koenig. I'm the Vice President of Business Development and Customer Care at Airborne.
Airborne, what is it about?
Airborne, we build interconnect solutions and cable assemblies, power supplies, optical assemblies. Just recently acquired by Molex. Very happy to hear that. Happy to be part of that Molex team, and we're going to be a foundation of their new ADS defense business unit, so Aerospace and Defense Systems. So Airborne's going to be the foundation of building that business unit.
Okay, awesome. Well, besides that acquisition, what would you say is new for Airborne? What's your latest update?
So for interconnect technologies, we've got two things. One's a space-rated active optic cable. It's doing electrical to optical conversion within our back shell. Additionally, we've got a product called Synergy that's a mini modular hybrid interconnect that has high-speed data, RF, or low voltage signals. So we're very excited about both of those.
Awesome. I saw you guys at your booth. I took a picture. So how's it going at the show, and kind of what's your biggest takeaway so far?
So honestly, I've been at the booth all morning. I haven't had a chance to walk around. But that's a great thing. It's the reason we're here, is great interviews, not interviews, but discussions, interactions with some with engineers. And that's what we love about this show, is we're going to be talking to engineers and sharing our products and what we can offer them for their solution needs.
Well, you raise a great point. For people that have not had the opportunity to come here, just from who you've seen coming through your booth, besides engineers, who would you say comes to this event?
So that's the reason. From a space side, the only trade show we do is Space Symposium, for that reason, because it's engineers, the people that we need to talk to and engage with. That's who's here, and that's that's why we come.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's military people here too, and there's engineers in that crowd. But what's interesting to me? So many international folks are here this year. I mean, last year was big, but it feels like bigger even this year, which is really exciting. So how can people learn more about Airborne and what you're doing?
So our website is airborne.com. We've got all of our product listing there. We've got solution systems. Get your drawings, or you can email me direct at koenigd@airborne.com.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Dawn.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, very good. We're going to bring Lisa up now. I think she goes by the Lockheed Martian, but I'm not really sure.
Hi.
This woman is incredible. She's doing all kinds of research with NASA and others on behalf of Lockheed. So first of all, tell everybody hi and who you are.
Hi, I'm Lisa May. I am the lead for strategy for deep space exploration, which is all of Lockheed Martin's robotic science missions, and the exciting things like OSIRIS-REx and Lucy, and missions that you probably heard about, so that are part of our 50 years of planetary mission success. So pretty exciting. I love doing it, and we definitely are the Lockheed Martians because we've been part of every NASA Mars mission.
That's so incredible. And you're doing a Mars MSR. Tell them what MSR is.
Mars Sample Return. And now that y'all have the acronym, you can be in the know and sound like a cool kid like the rest of us. MSR, Mars Sample Return. There is a rover Perseverance that's on the surface now collecting scientifically selected samples, some of the most exciting samples that in the history of science, really. And there is Mars Sample Return is the mission to go to Mars, launch the samples off of Mars, and return them to Earth for scientific analysis here with every instrument, every sensitive instrument that we can find.
Yeah, so interesting. Lockheed hosted a media breakfast. I got to learn so much about everything you guys are doing. I love the work that you're doing in particular, Lisa. You know, you're obviously running around the floor, and you've been here before. This isn't your first rodeo. So how would you say this event has changed over time?
So this event has changed over time. I mean, what I'm seeing is a lot more different participants compared to previous years, in terms of the different booths and the different tracks that they have available.
Interesting, like new entrants, AI, what kind of things?
So, well, interestingly, I got to be part of a science track yesterday.
Oh, a science track.
I had not done that. I've been to the main sessions in the main hall, and I've been to a lot of booths and booth events.
Yeah.
But I got to be part of a science track on ocean worlds.
Wow.
Moons made of water. So Titan, Enceladus, Europa, and all of that. So I got to participate in that science panel yesterday, and that was really exciting. And understanding that while this exhibit area that you are sharing with everybody right now, sharing this excitement, there's a whole other session over in the main hotel running science tracks.
Oh my gosh. I know there's a legal track. That's like, I'm a fan of that. I have never gone. I want to get there maybe next year. But that's super exciting.
It is.
So how can people learn more about what you're doing, Lisa, or just Lockheed in general?
So, Lockheed Martin has a
website. Amazing website.
We have an amazing
with
website
like
for deep space
dedicated, right? Like it's dedicated space section.
Right, so we have a deep space exploration website. And we can pop you into your comments as you finish your broadcast. We'll pop you some links.
Oh, yay! Okay.
And have that live for your viewers.
All right, perfect.
And so the Deep Space Exploration website would be the one. And if you're in Colorado Springs, pop by the exhibit. We'd love to see you at our booth.
Yeah, and guess what? They also have a big presence in Colorado in general.
True fact.
So lots of exciting things here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
the best.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, next up, Ubotica. All right, we've got Dr. Aubrey Dunn. So, Doctor, tell them about yourself and a little bit about your background.
Sure, so I'm the CTO and one of the co-founders of Ubotica. We're headquartered in Ireland, in Europe. I have a couple of offices around Europe. This is my first time at Space Symposium, so enjoying it so far. In terms of what the company does, we effectively enable AI on satellites, so build AI systems to work on board satellites in order to turn satellites into autonomous and intelligent space agents.
Well, okay, first of all, bad on me for not doing my own research. I had no idea you were from Ireland until just now. Loving the accent. And fun fact, on Autonomy Global, I think Ireland is like one of my, like the 5th most popular place that's reading my website.
I'm glad to hear it. It's probably all our staff.
It's probably your whole staff. So that's amazing. So is this your first show here at the Space Symposium?
Absolutely, yes. So it's the first time we have a booth here. It's my first time to attend. Really enjoying it so far. It's vast, very big, and really we came here, I suppose, to understand a little bit more about the interactions with some of the US government departments in terms of what they're looking for, what they're asking for, where their interests are in terms of onboard AI. AI in general in space, it's taken quite a lot of time to be accepted, but I think it's fascinating at this conference in the last 2 days to see how it's really becoming accepted, and that's very good for us, obviously. But it's something that we can hopefully bring our 7 years of heritage to showing people how it's feasible and possible, and really solve some real world problems.
Awesome. Well, you're not the only one from overseas to come to this show. Have you had a chance to look at some of the other booths, like the international presence that we've seen here?
I haven't, unfortunately, had a lot of time. We've had quite a few visitors to our booth, so I've been trying to talk to those people. I've had a little bit of a wander around, and you're right, there is quite a lot of companies I recognise from the other side of the pond as well. But look, it's a really, really busy conference, and as I say, for us, the primary purpose here was to get more of a sense of the US space, and particularly the governmental side.
Well, I don't need you revealing state secrets or anything, but what have you learned? Like, in other words, if someone's out there watching, they haven't had a chance to come here, and they're curious, like, what is the government looking for? What's the one thing you would say they're looking for?
It's a great question, and we're still trying to figure some of this out. But I would say so far what we've seen is that there's quite a willingness to engage with smaller companies and private companies on the commercial side from some of the government departments, and I think that's really crucial for a company like us, because what we develop is relatively niche, but it solves what we think is a real world problem, and if we can align that with what some of the government departments are looking for, that's really interesting, and particularly around the area of maritime domain awareness, which is where we're really focused at the moment. So understanding what vessels are out there in the seas and in the oceans that are not otherwise detectable, and being able to detect these on board satellite using AI is we think unlocks a real capability that's not really being addressed at the moment.
It's so interesting you said that. You're not the first one to tell me this today. I've been interviewing a lot of companies.
Okay.
And that maritime and space connection is so strong, and I didn't quite appreciate it until today, honestly, because the ocean is vast.
Exactly.
There's so many things out there, and how do you know what's out there in terms of mapping or just movement? From space.
Absolutely, and I think the next step, if you think about that a little bit further, is you need to have low latency information. So if you find out 6 hours, 12 hours after you do that, it's too late. So you need to be able to action on that information. So what we do is, by deploying the AI on satellite, we get the information down in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
So we have a very low latency, which allows to action and interdict if necessary, and really make use of that information when it's timely.
Amazing. All right, so how can people learn more about Ubotica if they want to connect with you?
Sure.
Or learn more?
Yeah, so we're at booth 400 here in the supplier showcase, and then obviously our website is the next place to go to, so www.ubotica.com, and you can contact us through that and also see some of our tech.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you
Appreciate
very much,
you.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Good luck with the rest of the show. All right, we've got the Colorado Space Institute up next. We've got Tom Coakley. He is the executive director. So Tom, by the way, I learned this about Tom today. We have a very deep, actually, connection in terms of our Air Force heritage and working at the Air Force Academy. But tell them a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Don. So I'm Tom Coakley. I'm a retired Air Force colonel. I was a professor at the Air Force Academy a couple of times. Don and I did overlap on faculty there. I am also an academic dean at a community college here in Colorado, Arapahoe Community College, and I am the kind of founding executive director of the Colorado Space Institute. We are connecting community college students and employers and developing academic programs and workforce programs in space data analytics, space manufacturing, space operations, and space business. We're also partnering with high school students, so if you're a high school student interested in a career in space, you can get concurrent enrollment, college credit, and then eventually transfer to a 4-year college or get a rewarding job if that's something that interests you.
Well, that's amazing. Like, are you one of the, honestly, I haven't heard a lot of people doing what you're doing in Colorado or beyond. So tell us a little bit about the uniqueness of your program.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of that feedback that we are kind of a one of a kind. I have heard from so many employers. I ran a college for Air Force Intelligence and DoD when I was on active duty, and it was just really kind of spectacular the way that students would get real world training at our college and then go into industry and flourish and have thriving careers. In the civilian sector, I just was stunned that does not exist.
Yeah.
And in Colorado, we have such a massive industry that we are trying to build out that capability.
Well, that workforce that we need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just for the future, but like today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're focused on that we're excited about is security clearances. We are working with the Colorado's federal delegation, with the legislature, with the executive branch here in Colorado, and industry to find opportunities for even high school students to potentially get what we call the golden credential, which is a top secret security.
Holy shnikes, that's amazing.
Yes, we're very excited.
So you are in the Colorado Pavilion. You have a presence there. Have you had a chance to look around at all or go to any of the educational sessions? You're laughing, maybe you haven't. Tell me like your impressions of the show.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We do have a lot of really great educational institutions here.
Yeah, that's true.
We are looking for ways. CU Boulder has a presence here, Colorado State University, others, whether they have a booth or not. One of the things that we want to emphasize is that, yes, you can go up to Boulder and get an aerospace engineering program and get a foot in the door into the industry. But as you know, Don, as an attorney, the industry is vastly larger than that.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'm hearing is there's a real hunger for space data, and even employers want, and colleges are trying to figure out, how do we prepare folks to process different types of space-derived data, but also drone-derived data, other remote sensor data. And I think those skills, there is so much that can currently be done, but I think there are ways to really transform civil sector and the commercial sector if we have a workforce that's trained to do that.
I love that. And I know there's a whole workforce development track here. We were just talking about tracks with Lisa from Lockheed. So critical, and honestly, it's always about the data, right? And the data is not helpful unless you can actually use it for, decision making rapidly. Yeah. And so, that's key.
Making sense of the data. Some of the larger data analytics companies here in Colorado that I've talked with, something that we're really excited about, and a lot of our students are as well, is there's a hunger for data visualization that's really content creation.
Yes,
so we have a lot of young people who are really into TikTok, into different sort of content creation.
Oh, interesting.
Being able to manipulate data in such a way that it's visually appealing, that people want to use that data, access the data, and apply it. I think that's kind of an emerging, exciting field.
That is. So how can people learn more about the Colorado Space Institute and what you guys are doing?
Right now we are at booth 1435 in the North Hall, part of the Colorado Space Coalition booth. We are here through tomorrow. We also partner very, very closely with my colleagues from the Colorado Space Business Roundtable. If you happen to come across this after this, just do a Google search of the Colorado Space Institute. We have housing and offices at Arapahoe Community College. Please reach out. We are partnering with entities across the state. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great seeing you.
All right, that was a great segue to the Colorado Business Roundtable, and we've got Deborah Wilcox with us. This woman is incredible. I met her years ago as part of UAS Colorado. You're now, tell them your current role with the Colorado Space Business Roundtable.
Thank you, Don, and thank you to Lockheed for letting us be here, and thank you to so many other people that make this very cool thing happen.
Yeah.
So I'm the chair of the Colorado Space Business Roundtable, so we are the Colorado State Industry Association for Aerospace, and we take that very seriously. We're all about advancing and connecting aerospace. So whether that means it's a legacy company that's been here for a number of years, or one of our very newest companies. New companies can be new companies that have just started, they're developing new technology, or we're also welcoming a variety of new companies from other places, other states, other countries, and what are they bringing to us? They're bringing us new ideas and new innovation for aerospace. It can't be a more exciting time than right now to be in aerospace.
Well, that's a great, you just teed that up. So tell them why. Like what, as you're here, the excitement is palpable. I mean, you can hear the noise in the background. So what is so exciting about the space industry or aerospace and defense industry right now?
Well, we have to start when we say this is the 40th year of this. That means
right there, 40 years.
There are people that have been doing this for 40 years. There are people here that have been in companies that long. That tells us there's a great deal of history and a lot of ingenuity and things that have gone on to this industry for a number of years. But now what's happening? We're moving more quickly. We're developing things more rapidly. It's about a lot of innovation that's here. We also know that aerospace and space is for a variety of different people. It's not one career, it's not one thing, it's a variety of many things. We also would say it's a lot of little things. Whether you're making a screw that goes into one of our rocket ships, or whether you're developing some of the software that's going to analyze data, what are we gathering from what a lot of the things we have in space is data. We're collecting it, we're securing it, we're bringing it back, we're then going to use that. Earth observation is a huge area for aerospace right now.
Absolutely.
Along with so many other things as we look to put people into space, whether that's on the moon or ultimately to Mars. That's a lot of big questions. I tell students, you're going to answer questions that haven't been written yet.
True.
We don't even know what all those questions will be.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time to be. And this is what we see here, is that excitement and that innovation.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking to some students here, former students as well, in a second to kind of wrap the show up. But before we do that, of course, Deborah, tell them a little bit how they can learn more about the Colorado Space Business Roundtable.
So you can find us on the web. We have our own website, Colorado Space Business Roundtable. You can also find us on all the social media channels. And thank you to Dawn, you're going to find us in this particular segment. So we're around, you can find us easily. We're all about Colorado, but if you're thinking about coming to Colorado, we welcome you.
Yes, amen to that. All right, well, thank you so much, Deborah. All right, and last but not least, wrapping up the show, we've got two amazing folks here. We've got Quinn. You guys are gonna have to share the mic, I apologize, and Abby. Okay, so Abby's with St. Vrain Schools, and Quinn, you just recently matriculated, is that right? So first of all, why don't we go with you first and introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Abby. And we just lost Abby on the camera somehow, probably because I moved. As always, give me a second. All right, hold on. Every show, people that watch me know that every show I screw this up. So I'm gonna stand between you. Go ahead, Quinn.
All right, I'm Quinn. I just recently matriculated from St. Vrain Valley Schools, our innovation center, and I now am a student at CU Boulder studying aerospace and a contract pilot for the drone system manufacturer, Firefly Drone Shows. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Dawn.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, so Abby, go ahead.
I'm Abby. I'm a senior in high school in Colorado right now. I am the project manager and a pilot for the drone performance team of St. Vrain Valley School District.
All right, so you just heard a couple things about drones and Firefly. So there was a drone light show here as part of the Space Symposium kickoff right after the opening ceremony. And you guys were involved in that, and that's quite amazing. First of all, I love that drones are a part of this show and that you guys are doing drone swarms. So Abby, tell us a little bit about what that entailed and why it was so exciting.
So for a few reasons, this was a really incredible opportunity for us. We started last May as a program, and since then, last night was our 23rd show.
Wow.
And the opportunity for us, there are so many students on the team that are interested in aerospace fields, such as myself and Quinn, among others. So the opportunity to come to the symposium and interact with people that are so involved with the aerospace industry and sort of put our names in the ring is incredible. The show itself took months to plan, from very initial conception to last night, and it was by all means a great success for us, and we couldn't be happier with how it went.
You know what? I wasn't able to take pictures. I'm hoping I can access some. But Quinn, I'm gonna have it go back to you. And if you could tell us a little bit about, kind of what the show actually involved, the drone light show that you guys were involved in.
So for all of our shows, our first step is finding a client, seeing their wants and needs, and then making sure it's feasible.
Yeah.
We have legal regulations, we have environmental regulations, and we have constraints on the abilities of our drones to make sure that we can put on a show.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get through that step, then it's just working with the client to get their vision across while supporting student education, making sure that our students are part of the animation process and the production process. They are directly interfacing with clients. Abby built most of the production of this show.
Amazing.
With the clients here.
Yeah.
And it is training for students across a variety of fields related to STEM and related to aerospace.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to go back to Abby, so hand that back to her. So the lights that were out there, like what images were you guys projecting in the show?
So we had a bunch of similar things to what was in a laser show that was at the opening ceremonies of this week's events. We had an International Space Station with a spaceship docking on it.
So cool.
As well as things like the Hubble Space Telescope and a bunch of other very integral parts of the history of aerospace and space studies in general.
That is so cool. You guys are amazing. So how can people learn more about St. Vrain and the programs there, what you guys are doing, and also Firefly, the drone kind of light show company? So I'll go with you with Vrain and you with Firefly.
So St. Vrain has various different social media handles. You can find us at SVVSD, or the Innovation Center is the section of the district that we participate in on most social medias, and various different websites that are pretty intuitively named.
Okay, excellent. And Quinn, we'll end with you. Tell them how they can learn more about Firefly drone light shows, and if somebody wants to actually have one, how they can hire you guys.
Firefly is largely reachable online. It's Firefly Drone Shows. Just look us up, you'll find us. We also have plenty of, we have a YouTube account. They're big on TikTok. We're all over social media. But yeah, looking us up is the easiest way.
That is awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you. Congratulations on your success, and we look forward to following you guys. All right, thank you so much. All right, everybody, that is all she wrote. It is a wrap. We are